From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, plenty of moisture in the area. Fortunately, the big heavy rains have been offshore. We would like a little bit more rain in the area, but not 10 or 20 inches of rain. That's probably falling out in the Gulf of Mexico and the Central Gulf this afternoon. But you can see that drier air working its way in from the west. So let's get to it and talk about that drier air that's going to get here by tomorrow morning. The rains are going to last a few hours more and then we'll be ending. Here's a 12-hour loop showing that area of low pressure, and our winds picked up a little bit this afternoon, but not as gusty as the forecast, but more so over towards southeast Louisiana as this low pressure system, not tropical in nature, but has plenty of tropical moisture. You just go back to that water vapor imagery. Remember, we had a tropical storm that got involved with this, and yesterday a Cat 4 hurricane made landfall. That moisture is getting in the mix as well. And who's going to pay the most? Eastern folks, east portions of the Gulf of Mexico, including Florida, perhaps portions of Georgia as well. And you can see that big rain shield already working its way into the northeastern Gulf of Mexico. As we scan the regional Doppler radars, all the action off to the east. Soaking rains across Mississippi, Alabama, and the heavier storms offshore. Not picking up a whole lot of cloud to ground lightning, so that is good news. And fortunately, things moving along for our friends and neighbors and family members that have to work offshore in that mess as well. You really can't get out of the weather when you work offshore. Now, locally, we do see, as we dial into Power Doppler 3, the shower activity continuing to progress slowly to the east. The individual storm cells or shower cells are moving from the southwest to the northeast. But we do see light at the end of the tunnel. Dry over by Lake Charles. It's about to get dry over in Jennings. And in the wake of this moisture, maybe still some sprinkly sprinkles or misty drizzles up until about midnight tonight. And then we should be drying out. You can see right now Lafayette getting its best rain for the day and some nice little downpours as you get into the south side of town. So at least maybe a quarter inch of rain after all is said and done. And that's what the models were advertising, a 10th quarter inch of rain for most, a little bit more down by the coast. So low pressure now pushing off to the east northeast. Tomorrow as we start the day, we get into the mid to upper 50s, lower 60s, and it's going to be a nice mild afternoon. Temperatures getting into the lower 80s for our Thursday. Thursday night, we stay on the milder side as we get a return of a southeasterly wind, but still upper 50s, lower 60s. And here comes the front we've been watching, and we got to lower the rain chances for Friday. We don't see a whole lot in the way of shower activity, so we'll just go 20% today. Tomorrow we may lower that down to 10% for Friday. Here comes the front, and check out the temperatures. Upper 80s, might push 90 degrees with a west-northwest wind, a little compressional heating coming out ahead of this front, so maybe not done with the 90s quite yet, but this front is going to fix that. Breezy and cooler behind it. We'll see temperatures not initially that cool as we head into Saturday morning, but it will get progressively cooler as we go deeper into the weekend and most certainly into next week with more upper level support. So tonight we'll favor mid to upper 50s to lower 60s for most of the area. Then tomorrow upper 70s to lower 80s. Should be just a beautiful day. Very light northeast winds at about 3 to 8. And then for tomorrow night back down, we'll favor lower 60s, I-10 corridor southward, upper 50s as you go farther to the north. And then for Friday afternoon, well into the 80s, a little bit of a heat index as well, getting into the 90s for sure. But again, we're going to get much more comfortable with time down the road. 57 to 58, the overnight low as showers taper off to misty drizzles early, cooling off later on tonight, 57. So that's only about 5 degrees cooler than where we are right now. And again, some clouds lingering around tomorrow morning, but we'll go to mostly sunny skies for the afternoon. Lower humidity as well with that northeast wind. 82, the projected high, should be a very nice sunset. As we move into our Friday, here comes that front, a mostly sunny day, slight rain chances at best. Good looking weather for the solar eclipse. We'll talk more about that in detail tomorrow and for Friday. Then a stretch of beautiful fall weather. Look at these highs, lower 70s. Overnight lows could get down into the upper 40s, even in Lafayette. And some good looking weather till the next weather system arrives next Friday. And thereafter, we could get another decent weekend out of the forecast. And this is good times to be a weather person this time of day and this time of year when we're just talking about sunshine and cooler temperatures.
Most definitely. I'm looking forward to next week.